Hey. I was thinking, and so I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts with you. We are coming to the end of October, which means that I won't be reading from my book, The Beautiful Journey, much longer because we have the weekend. I won't do the weekend and then a few days next week. But I was thinking about something. Yesterday, I shared with you when I went through my second round of chemo and how, I was doing okay, but I had some weird side effects that went along with it. I ended up in total having four treatments every 3 weeks, and the experience was worse each time. Every time it was worse. And part of it is because chemo is cumulative. So when you do it the first time, you may do okay, but when you get it the second time, it's adding that chemo to already a body that's gone through chemo, and then the third and the fourth time. So each time was worse. And there were times where I didn't feel well. What I will say is that the staff was amazing, helping me get through this. Any problem that I had, they gave me something to counter it. So if I was nauseous a lot, they would give me medication to help me, you know, settle my stomach, I should say. Yeah. But during this time, I met someone. This was the first man that I had met that had gone through breast cancer. One of my friends was dating this guy and he decided to share his story with me. And I was appreciative because up to that point, I was blogging telling women, feel your boobs, make sure that you get yourself tested every year. Get your mammograms, have your partner feel your boobs. Just notice changes, right? But not necessarily speaking to men. Yes, I knew men could get breast cancer, but the number is small. But this guy, he put it in my face. And so I wanted to um, just share a little bit. Now, as I said before, I didn't know any guys who had it, and I probably should look up numbers to see, but recent numbers, I should say. But the number is about 100 times less likely to happen in men than women. So it's not going to be that many people who get breast cancer, that many men. And the lifetime risk of getting breast cancer for men is 1 in 1,000, whereas for women it's 1 in 8. So you can see it's a very rare occasion, but it does happen. And so men, if you're listening to this, feel on your breast tissue too. Look at the changes that may occur. The number of breast cancer cases in men, they've been relatively stable over the last 30 years. And so at this time, about 2,300 new cases happened each year. About 440 men would die. Yeah. So I just want to mention that. But since I have you, I will also give you some symptoms that could be related to breast cancer. Not for all, but for some. A lump or swelling, which is usually, but not always, painless. If you recall, mine was painful. Well, I'm not sure that it was the cancer that was causing the pain. It was something else, but you will have to read the book to know that. Skin dimpling and puckering, like notice when the skin changes. Nipple retraction, if you have an inverted nipple. Redness or scaling of the nipple or breast skin, or even if there's discharge from the nipple. Like those are things that could possibly show up as a symptom of breast cancer. And the other thing, because breast cancer can spread through lymph nodes, and the lymph nodes, are under your underarms and sometimes around, well, they're in your collarbones as well. But if you see swelling or a lump there, pay attention to that as well. Yeah. But I was just thankful to have met him and to hear his story because it gave me a whole different perspective and yeah, whole different perspective. But I just was happy because I was at the end of the tunnel. The main thing for me was getting the cancer out of my body. The chemo shrunk the tumor, but I still had to go to surgery. And so I think that that's where I will pick up tomorrow with surgery. But I was just happy to, I kept telling my goddaughter that the cancer would be gone by the time her birthday came around, and it wasn't. I was done with chemo at that time, but things had gotten delayed just because sometimes, your numbers aren't right with your blood work. So it may not happen as you would want it to. And what I learned throughout this entire process is that I had to just be willing to adapt to whatever I needed to adapt to, because there was changes that were going to occur. And yeah, so that's where we are. But yeah, join me tomorrow as I talk about the surgery. Because that's when it really was good for me, because now the cancer is out of my body. I didn't have to worry about that anymore. So I thought, all righty, take care. Bye bye.